Hi, everybody. My name is Ruham Manzoor, and I'm the managing partner of Maces. Today, we have a great show for you today. We have our partners in London, Brunel University London, along with London Brunel International College. And we have Simi from LBIC and Shivani from Brunel University London. Hey, guys.
Hey, Roham, how are you?
Great, great. So, we are going through some challenging times. So, Facebook and internet has been a little challenging in Bangladesh, but, hopefully some of the people will be able to log in and see, and then there will be more people as we post this later on. Without any further ado, what is special about Brunel University London, Shivani, and how long have you been working there?
So thanks, Roham. Lovely to be here and good to see you. Good to see Simi. I've been working at Brunel now for more than 10 years, but my journey with Brunel started even before that when I did my master's at Brunel. So being an international student myself from India, I did my master's in corporate brand management way back in 2008. And yes, I've been working with Brunel last 10 years, like I said. I think the thing that stands out for me for Brunel, apart from obviously the location, being in London, is also the fact that Brunel truly cares about, its students, its staff, its people. And I think for me that always stands out. We're always here to help, our whoever our partners may be in any form, like yourself or Simi, who's our pathway college. So we really work as a big, happy family, truly.
So came here as an international student, and then loved it so much you stuck around, and now you're like a legend. I mean, you've been working with Brunel for a long, long time. And Simi,
Yes,
what about you? Where are you from, and what are you doing at LBIC?
So I was born and bred in London, and I also studied in London as well. And you know what? Once you have such a great experience in higher education, you just want to stay there, and you just want to work, and you just want to help other students go through the same thing that you did, which is to just with their dreams to just study abroad. So that's what I do now.
What we think is, like, right now what's happening is UK has become very, very popular because what people are noticing is, there is the post-study work, and of course it's one of the most international locations. So traditionally for Bangladeshi students, UK has been a very, very popular destination. So it's accepted everywhere. Our legal system is based on the UK legal system. So there has been a lot of flow that we see, especially now with the post-study work opening up. We see an increase in that. So we'll find out definitely what makes Brunel one of the best options for them when they're thinking of higher studies. And of course, we're going to talk both a little bit about bachelor's and master's. So I guess I have a presentation for you. Simi, you want to, get to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Let's get started.
Awesome. So I'll just, I've got the presentation here. Here we go. Is this where we start?
Yeah. Do you want to just start from the current slide?
Okay. So this is, yeah, I can.
Slideshow mode?
Yes. Oh,
Perfect.
sorry. I see that there is a challenge here. I can see that what I see in the presentation is not what I see with the screen here. Hold on. Okay. All right. So perhaps we just take it like this, maybe.
Yeah, whatever works for you. I can just let you know when to move to the next slide. That's fine.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect. You can just pull the notes down as well, make the screen bigger.
Yep. Sorry about that. Usually this doesn't happen.
Always technical errors.
Yeah,
No
always
problem.
something. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Always something. Right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for the session organized wonderfully by Macy's. So as I mentioned, I'm Simi Kohli. I'm the Student Recruitment and Marketing Manager at LBIC, and I'll spend about 10 minutes to provide you all with some information. And at the end, I'll be quite happy to take your questions as well, along with my wonderful colleague Shivani. So if you could go to the next slide, please, Roham. So what I'll cover in the next 10 minutes is an overview from Brunel University. And the facilities that you'll have access to, and then we'll have an LBIC overview as well. So thank you. One of the great things about LBIC is that we are located on Brunel University's campus in West London. So from the first day of your studies, you will be treated like a Brunel University student. You'll have access to all of the same facilities that a direct Brunel student does, but you'll get that additional academic support to make sure that you do succeed in your higher education. Our campus has a very lively and sociable atmosphere, and it's a great place for our international students to get acclimated with life in the UK. So this is because our campus is a self-contained campus, which means that it's like a mini town on this one site in Uxbridge. So not only will all of your accommodation and your educational buildings, such as lecture theatres, classrooms, labs, be on campus, but we also have a supermarket for your local food groceries on campus. We have places to socialize, like our bar, various coffee shops, cafes, restaurants. We have a pharmacy on campus, a local doctor who can also provide medical assistance. We have a student bank on campus, a hotel, a spa, countless things, gym, sports park, fitness center. There's just loads going on to make it easier for you when you arrive in the UK, all on this one
Did you say a
self-contained
spa?
site. A spa as well. Yeah, we take care of our students. Yeah, so the Lancaster
Maybe
Hotel
I'll
and
move to
Spa
it.
as well. Of course, the more the merrier. So we also have the Professional Development Centre. So this is a dedicated team of career consultants who work with students throughout their time at Brunel, but they will also support you for up to 2 years after you have graduated to help identify potential career options and to successfully navigate the recruitment process for when you do, look for jobs. When applying for placements, students can also be provided with CV and cover letter feedback from the Professional Development Centre consultants, help with the application writing, interview preparation, support with assessment centres. So all of the support is there for you when you're looking to take up that optional work placement. Over 90% of LBIC's courses are also offered with that optional work placement. So you can opt in for a sandwich year during your undergraduate degree. There are many benefits from doing this placement, and we do always encourage you to take this up as well. You can increase your chance at securing a role. You can discover what you really enjoy in the world of work. You can earn money as well if you decide to do a paid placement, gain completely new perspectives on career choices, and you can develop key employability skills as well that you really only start to learn when you're working. And
Wow.
all of this will be, you will get all of that support from the Professional Development Centre as well. But ultimately, it's up to you to pass that interview and get that work placement secure.
So basically, what happens is Brunel prepares everybody so that they're job ready, but obviously they'll have to do the legwork to apply and succeed in the interviews and all that.
Exactly, absolutely. There's a lot of emphasis on practical learning as well as theoretical learning as well. We are ranked as well 42nd in the UK, according to the QS World University Rankings 2021, 44th in the UK in Times Higher Education, and 28th in the world for International Outlook, and 7th in the UK. We do also have some course-specific rankings there at the bottom, 8th in the UK for design, 14th in the UK for occupational therapy, 17th in the UK for creative writing, 25th in the UK for education. And we also have AMBA and ASCSB accredited business school as well at Brunel. So lots of wonderful rankings there too.
So basically, with the business degree, for example, AACSB, I know is very popular, very difficult to get as well. So, students who has the AACSB degree can basically, it's recognized worldwide as well. So and I see aerospace is a very popular one in Bangladesh. So they're 18th in the UK.
I think with the, I'll just
Exactly.
add in here, the two business school rankings do stand out for us, I think, Roham. And I think with South Asian students, ranking is a very important aspect for them to show off on their CVs. And having
Right.
a double accredited business school, you're right, we're among the 5% in the world. So it is something we really pride on, and we've managed to achieve it in the last 5 years, year on year, which is,
Wow.
you often do lose out. So fingers crossed, we will get it again next year. But very humbly happy that we've got it year on year in the last 5 years.
That's awesome. That's great, Shivani.
Amazing. So coming on to accommodation now, LBIC freshers are also guaranteed accommodation with the Brunel Accommodation Centre. Students are free to submit an application as soon as they have a conditional offer with us. And once you've formally accepted your offer with LBIC, at that point, you'll also receive your license agreement and your accommodation offer from the accommodation centre. All of all of our halls of residence are less than a 10-minute walk away from our teaching, social, and sporting facilities and the LBIC building as well. So you'll literally be living, and you'll have your gym, you'll have all of those facilities that I mentioned, all of your educational facilities, all in that same site. We do also have off-campus lettings as well that you can inquire about via the Brunel Accommodation Centre. So for nearly all of our campus rooms, we do offer ensuite facilities, but as a very minimum, you would have your own bedroom, you'd have free Wi-Fi, a shared communal kitchen, and laundry facilities as well. And for extra peace of mind, all of our halls of residence have an electronic door entry system and CCTV. And for that additional peace of mind, we do have a 24-hour security team on site as well. So, rest assured, your safety, your health and safety, it is paramount, and it is very, very important to us as well.
Cool. So 4,500 rooms. So I mean, the great thing is it's guaranteed, and I see that it's London. I mean, it is still London, and but it's still the prices are quite reasonable. It seems,
Yeah.
starting at 118 pounds, which is like 480 pounds per month, or like something like that, which is pretty reasonable.
And I think one thing
Considering.
which is really good with the accommodation on campus is, guys, that it covers everything. So you're like Simi said, your Wi-Fi, your electricity, your water, your heating, you've got nothing to worry about. Even your bed and bedding is provided to you. So you literally
Oh,
come
okay.
from one pampered home to another pampered home. And that's why I think, I remember when I was packing things when I was going 10 years back to Brunel, and my mom was like, I'm going to give you pillowcases. And I was like, I think I'll get that there. And when I reached there, it was spick and span, brand new. You could change your bed linen every I think it's every 2 weeks from the accommodation office, unless they've changed that now. So you get fresh linen completely free of charge every 2 weeks. So I mean, you've got
Hmm,
literally everything. And most of the accommodation, I think, also starting with about 118 pounds a week, you have options between a standard hall, an ensuite hall, a studio flat. Studio flats are primarily for couples, which is again a very
right.
popular option in Bangladesh, where young couples want to kind of, go and study in the UK. And now we've also got these premium rooms. These are very fancy rooms for all the really kids who want a TV and stuff in their room. So you've got that in there as well. So there's plenty of choices really, to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, 4,500 is a lot. I mean, and obviously, if we recommend all our students that the first year at least, if they stay on campus, I mean, that's a big peace of mind for the family, for the student, as well as, when they're, they can interact with their fellow mates and do the homework together and everything, and not be like stressed about, going off campus or something like that. So
Yeah,
that's
not
great.
feel lonely as well, right? You've coming from your home country maybe for the first time. So you don't want
Right.
to feel homesick or lonely. Like, there are so many clubs and societies on campus. Like there's a Bangla society, for example. So you celebrate festivals together. You kind of do feel, like I said, it's one home to the other home in an 8 hour
Yeah,
flight or a 9 hour flight,
Right.
literally.
definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
It's such a community feeling as well, isn't it? You definitely feel like you're part of the family at Brunel, and with the prices as well. You're living in London, and you're not having to pay those hefty central London prices. So there we go. It's a win-win.
No council tax.
so so now obviously getting into university, you have to meet the entry requirement and go through all of that. So what's LBIC all about?
So at LBIC, all of our pathway programs offer smaller classroom sizes and you get greater individual attention as well. So you won't have more than 30 students per classroom. The idea is that we are here to support you for your future career from the day that you arrive. You wouldn't feel that you're studying at LBIC and Brunel is separate. You would be treated like a Brunel student from the day that you arrive, really. And that's the beauty of the pathway that we offer, because the idea is to help you, with the end goal, which is to graduate with a degree from Brunel University. And even though you don't have the grades at the start, that doesn't matter because we'll help you get there. So, Roham, if you don't mind, moving on to the next slide, please.
Okay. Oh, sorry, it's that happened again. Hold on.
No worries.
I've been going through this, and it somehow got stuck. So here we go.
It's all good. Perfect. So, we do offer a range of foundation and first year degrees as well, and we do have a 1 semester pre-masters. So our undergraduate courses, whether it's foundation or first year, are all 2 semester long. And the pre-masters is 1 semester long, designed to get you up to scratch so that you can complete your master's degree with Brunel University. So are you happy for me to go through the entry requirements, Raham?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Perfect. So for foundation, we require completion of HSC with a GPA of 3.0. And for first year, we require the same, so completion of HSC with a GPA of 3.5. And for pre-masters, all we ask is that you've got a successfully completed bachelor's degree in order to be eligible for our pre-masters. We do also look at your English score as well. So for foundation, that would mean a GCSE English grade of a D grade for English language, or a C grade if you're going for first year or pre-masters at GCSE or O-level English language. We do also accept IELTS. We also have our own Brunel exam, which is fashioned to be like the IELTS, and we also accept Duolingo as well. So for the next academic year, we will also be accepting Duolingo. We also
That's
accept
awesome.
PTE. Yeah, sorry, we also accept PTE as well. Cool. Anything else that I'm
Yes,
missing,
I wanted to
Shivani?
I wanted to go through that a little bit because this is very, very important for the audience later on when we promote this. So, one thing is in Bangladesh, the A-level system is really, really difficult in the sense that students finish their O-levels, they're in school. When they're in A-levels, they're registered with a school, but a lot of times what we see is that for 2 years, they have hell. I mean, they go to different teachers. Parents have to send their drivers and somebody with the kid to teacher number 1. Then they come back, go to teacher number 2, come back, go to teacher number 3. So often, sometimes for one subject, they go to 2 teachers because I don't know, for some reason the school just does not deliver the academics the way it should be. So there's a huge competition, and for 2 years, these kids are at their teachers' places till 8, 9, 10 p.m. And what happens is they become like zombies for 2 years. So a lot of kids, what we've noticed now, and a lot of families, in order to reduce that stress and the 2 year, instead of doing a 2-year A-levels and go through all of that, they do a foundation, which is 1 year. They already know that they can go to Brunel. So, all they have to do is pass their course and they're in. So they do their, 1-year foundation, and then they're into the international year 1, or, and they can progress. And also if they, with A-levels, if they don't meet the direct entry requirement, they can do their international year 1 and then progress into year 2. And they don't need any IELTS, but obviously in Bangladesh, Pearson Test of English, PTE, has become very popular, which is, I think, very, very good because you can give the exam every day of the week. The results come out in 1 day. But the best thing is with you guys, you have your own English language test, which they can do free. And they can do it, even if of course they need to be an offer letter, right, Shivani, for that? There need to be an offer letter for offer
Yes,
holder
Ram.
for.
They could be an offer holder for Brunel or for Elbic. But however, now there is a little bit of a charge involved with the Brunel English language test. And the reason behind that is that the response for the test was overwhelming. So, they had, let's say, 100 slots in, and they had, overbooked to about 200. So there's a very small fee of about £33.
Okay.
However, if Macy's gets together with maybe, let's say, 5 or 10 students who want to take the test
Right.
on the same day, we could speak to the language center and get the cost waived off. So it's more to kind of manage expectations and the
Right. Right.
operational aspect of it. £33 is not too large, but yes, you're
Right.
right. I think PTE is getting even popular. I always hear other South Asian regions where PTE is getting popular, more popular than Duolingo, because their
Right.
results are accessible fairly quickly. You can verify them as a university very quickly as well. So whatever the student honestly is comfortable with. There
Right.
are at
So
postgraduate level, there
Duolingo is also very good. Yeah. I mean,
at
they
postgrad
just have that access. They can
that's
do it
right.
from their home.
And also at postgraduate level, I think there are a handful of Bangladeshi universities. If they have a FAST from those universities, they do get an IS waiver. So, I mean, I think, but having said that, I feel with this, the 2 year post study work visa, with the demand really increasing, we've seen our Bangladeshi numbers increase by 50% in the last 1 year, right? So, which means that if the more you have an IELTS on your CV when you apply for jobs, the better it is. So I would say, just get something, some sort of an English language on your as your credential, because that'll help you not now, but maybe in the future.
So you said something very interesting. You do accept, if somebody is doing their undergrad or getting first class, which means, I guess, a GPA of 3.3 and above from one of the
Uh,
top
it's
universities. Is that what you meant?
usually 3.8 and above, and it's a very few. So I think
Oh,
there's University of Dhaka, and the very few. They're basically the government ones that are there, but then you have to have a very high grade to get it.
oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it would be great to know exactly what GPA requirement would that. Then we can
sure, sure.
offer that to our clients. We do have people asking us from time to time. What is the requirement for that if there is an IELTS waiver? Because when they study in North South University or something like that, they're doing basically English course the whole way through.
Yes, I mean, while Simi's on the thing, I will just check on the file and tell you the exact GPA.
That would be great.
I
Simi, am
just
I in the
wanted
right
to
slide?
add as well, the beauty as well, if you're studying GCSEs or A levels, you can study the foundation year with GCSEs alone. So all we require is 5 GCSEs at a grade A to E. So as long as you've got that, I mean, you can study foundation, and you don't need to do the two years of AS
Right.
and A levels as well. And if you would like to study first year and you've completed your A levels, we need 56 UCAS points. So if you haven't met Brunel's entry requirements, but you have 56 UCAS points, I mean, come on board, right?
Right. I mean, that's
Perfect.
the thing. It becomes very easy for them. Yeah.
So yeah, I've
Exactly.
got hand if that data. Sorry, Simi, just to before we
Go ahead.
forget. So it's University of Chittagong. If you can get a medium of instructioning letter, and second one is the Royal University of Dhaka. So Ron, we do have these two right now on the list. If you think, because of your experience, and Macy's is a leader in Bangladesh in education, if you could give us more feedback about any other institutions, we'll always be happy to kind of add that in. So you do not need
You'll
to have a
definitely be
specific
getting some
GPA.
feedback from us.
Happy to get it. A medium of instruction or a 2-2 UK equivalent will get them an IELTS waiver from these two institutions for now.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Great.
Amazing. So just coming on to the last slide then, this is about dual delivery. So this is kind of our response to COVID, and just to make sure that our arrangements are there to protect all of our students and their education and their safety throughout their Brunel experience. So at the moment, we're offering dual delivery for all of our students, which is to give students the opportunity to choose between studying online from back home in Bangladesh or studying from the UK, if they're comfortable and if that's what they want to do. With online delivery, for those students that have opted to study online, you would have one seminar per week per module, which is online, and the same for the lecture. And for those who are opting for blended delivery, which means that they have opted to travel to the UK, you would be able to sort of study on campus as long as government restrictions allow, um, along with social distancing in place as well. So what happens is, if you're blended, you would have your lectures online and you would have your seminars on campus, as long as government restrictions allow, as long as we can have social distancing as well. Um, so I hope that makes sense as well for what dual delivery means. So we're just trying to be as flexible as possible, give you a solution that suits you as well, and to make sure that we are protecting your education and your safety throughout your Brunel student experience. And with that, I conclude my presentation. Um,
Oh,
I think I've
that's awesome.
spoken enough.
No, that's great. Thank you so much. And basically, just to cover everything, in a nutshell, Brunel University London is on the western part of London, and I think it's the last stop on the Central Line, but still on the Central Line. And basically, I think, in a way, the feedback I get from my students is that it's the best of both worlds. They get to live in the best international student city, according to QS. But at the same time, they're not in the middle of the hustle and bustle. They have a campus environment where they can concentrate on their studies, have a homely feel, but at the same time enjoy the city whenever they want to. It's just a 20-minute train ride away. The second thing is that there's more than enough accommodation, so they can stay on campus. The fees are relatively good. And thirdly, if somebody does not meet the entry requirement for direct entry into Brunel University London, then they can always go through LBIC, where they get through their first year or the foundation year in a small class size, which gets them up to speed with regards to a regular entry student. So they don't have to even miss a year if they don't get the offer for the direct entry. In terms of costs, I guess this is for both of you. What is the cost of studying in Brunel University, if for bachelors and masters? Shivani, if you could answer.
Sure. So I think the cost for whether you're studying an LBIC program or you're studying directly at Brunel is fairly similar. The icing on the cake is LBIC may be about £1,500, slightly cheaper. But the average tuition fee, again, depending on what program you're studying, could be anywhere between a 16,000 to about a 19,800. Engineering courses at Brunel are slightly more expensive because you've got everything on the campus. So what happens with some universities is that they charge you a tuition and then they charge you, let's say, lab fees and using the aerospace facilities. However, everything's kind of put into perspective in that fee with us at Brunel. So like you said, I think, Roham, I think it's got best of both worlds. The fee structure is obviously, I wouldn't say it's too high, it's not too low, it's perfectly in the middle. So you could cater to the middle class and the upper middle class in Bangladesh. And also we do have scholarships. Something we're aggressively promoting right now is the STEM scholarship, which is for women who want to study a STEM subject at Brunel, could apply for a course, could get a full scholarship from the British Council, which will cover their tuition, their living, their stipend, their IHS, their child
Is
covering
there
fees.
Wow, is there time left for applying to that?
Yeah, you do. I have some fantastic applications coming in from Maces for it also. But yes, you do have time up till 9th of April to apply for the same. Students do need to hold an offer before they apply for the scholarship. Post the 9th of April, the shortlist students would be going to the British Council and they would be conducting a further shortlist. And Bangladesh has the largest, I think we've got maybe 2 or 3 full scholarships to give out to Bangladeshi girls. So, I mean, all the women out there definitely do apply and make use of this because I think it's a great opportunity and you must make full use of it. But apart from this, we've got something for other generally for international students as well. So there is something, that they could definitely apply for.
Oh, that's great because our question was about the scholarships. So, what are those scholarships? The other, like the non, other than the females, like for everybody else.
I like that. So we have the International Excellence Scholarship, Roham. That's a very popular scholarship. So the value of the scholarship is fairly substantial. So it's £6,000. So which typically means if you're studying an undergraduate course with us, you could get 6,000 per year. So that's like 1 year's tuition gone, but that's purely based on academic merit. So students need to come from a very, very good. We typically, if you put perspective, we easily are looking at an ABB or an AAB. The higher the grade, the stronger your chance to get it. So I'm not sure if scholarships, if LBIC has any specific scholarships, Simi, if you want to add in. I'm not very sure, so I won't comment.
So we offer quite a flexible fee structure. So we would expect students to pay 50% of the fees per semester rather than having everything paid upfront, just to help our students as well. We don't have a specific scholarship scheme at the moment, but we do have sort of ad hoc case by case basis discounts that we are offering.
And the other thing is when people apply, a lot of times people take a lot of time to apply, but when they apply, they want the offer letters. So Shivani, how long does it take to turn around applications?
To be honest with you, Rohan, we're currently operating on a maximum of a 48 to a 72-hour turnaround. So our admissions team is doing a fantastic job. We've also kind of turned around offers in 24 hours. So if
Oh
you do
wow.
have some students who are either waiting to get a bank loan or they need an offer really quickly because they've got the other offers, all you have to do is let us know their application ID number. And Macy's being one of our oldest and trusted partners in Bangladesh, we can definitely do that for you. So I would say safe to say anywhere between 24 to 72 hours, we would be able to turn around
Okay.
an application. If it is an
Okay.
MBA application, for example, then we may need extra time because in that case, there is an interview. So post the
Right.
initial assessment, the MBA director would get in touch. You can select an interview date and, then subsequently it'll happen. But yeah,
So for
we've
the
been
MBA, do
working
you
with
need
her.
work experience?
Yes, since it's an AMBA accredited MBA, it does require 3 years of work experience at a managerial level. Managerial may not necessarily mean that you need to be calling yourself a manager, but it more depends on the kind of work experience that you've had.
So do you have any other programs that require work experience or just the MBA?
Just the MBA and also some of our physiotherapy advanced programs. So that's the advanced clinical practice, which is basically for someone who's already a registered physiotherapist. You need to have 1 year of clinical work experience to do that program.
In terms of the thing is, the business school, of course, is ACSB accredited and everything. Do you have a lot of programs with industrial placement, or yeah, if you could
Yeah,
cover some of those?
definitely. So I think we've seen this as a popularity where I think popularly it's known as 1+1. So now,
Yeah,
guys, it's going to be 2+2, right? Because 1 year study, 1 year work placement, 2 years stay back. So
right.
the more the merrier. So from our popular courses like let's say the this at postgraduate level, I think you were asking. So that MSc Management, MSc Marketing, International Business, Corporate Brand Management, all of these four programs offer work placement. Apart from that, we also have some finance programs like banking and finance, finance and investment, finance and accounting. Some ACC accredited programs as well, where students. I've seen this as an increase in applications from Bangladesh, where they want accredited courses. So we run two programs. One is finance and accounting, and the other one is finance and investment, where you have the ACC accreditation and the level one CFA analyst program included as a part of the course as well. So that's
Oh
another
wow.
saving of approximately 1,800 pounds. So, the
Right.
more you want to kind of get to learn from Brunel, the more, platform of opportunities you could get. And I think averagely 90% of our undergraduate courses offer a sandwich work placement, including our programs with LBIC. So even if, Rohan, for example, if a student needs to do a pre-master's in business with LBIC, they can get a double placement. So they can start their pre-masters, let's say in January, finish their taught aspect of that by May, and then do a placement from May to September, start their main masters in September, finish that in a year, again do a placement, and then again get a
Wow.
2 year stay back. So you've got
Wow.
like lots of choices for them to really kind of get the value out of their time, money, and their academic experience with us at Brunel.
Well, that's really interesting. I didn't know about the pre-masters to getting a work placement on that front. That's definitely new to me. That's interesting. So and for their visa, what do they do if they do the January one? Do they extend the visa or it's built into the
It's
program?
built in.
It's
You get a
built in.
single
Okay,
CAS. Yeah, you get a single
okay,
CAS.
that's
So you
great.
get a
And
CAS for your, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
sorry.
sorry. So you get a CAS from January to September will be for your pre-masters and your placement, and then you'd switch on. So Brunel is the sponsor, right? Like what Simi said in the beginning.
Right.
I mean, whenever I've seen some students, nobody would know that they're studying at LBIC because your ID card is Brunel, your accommodation is Brunel, your key card is Brunel. I mean, if you
Right.
don't tell me, I wouldn't know, right? Even in
Right.
some of the
Right.
larger lecture theatres that you're studying, is obviously at the lecture theatres at Brunel. So you'd all be feeling as totally as one day.
So the other question: do you accept students with study gap?
I think, yes, if you want to take that one or you want me to?
So we do accept students with a study gap as well. All of our students from Bangladesh have to take a credibility interview, which is added as one of the conditions on your offer letter. So once you've met all of the other conditions, you'll have a credibility interview. And if you have a study gap, all we need to know is just what you've been doing. It's not something that we would discriminate against. So you don't need to worry about that at all. We may just ask you about what you've been doing. And if you've been working, it'd be good to get a job reference, a work reference letter, something like that. If not, it's absolutely fine.
That's great. Yeah, because I've seen that a lot of times students do have they work for a few years and all that. Some universities are very particular about that, but I think UKVI is a little bit more forgiving. And anyway, most people in the UK don't do a master's straight away after their undergrad. I mean, they work for a few years before that. I mean, only a few universities make a big deal out of that. So it's great that you guys don't. So we have done about 36 minutes. I think that's a good time for us to call it a day. But before we leave, do you have any lasting words for students who want to come to Brunel? Maybe Simi first.
Oh, I'll go first then. All I will say is it's such a vibrant community, and you will just feel like you've come in and you've left one home, and you'll feel like you've just come and just moved into a completely different home. But it's so easy to make friends. Everybody is so welcoming. We have so many clubs and societies where it's so easy to make friends as well. And you won't miss home, and at the same time you're getting a fantastic education as well. That's it from me.
And Shivani?
Yeah, sure. I think I'll just quickly round it up. I think I echo what Simi said, and having experienced this very much firsthand. So Brunel's love the location, like Roham said, it's the best student city in the world. You can't get better than that. So from being the financial capital, a fashion capital, a food capital, you name it, you have everything there. So we're very lucky to be located there. Yet, there is no other London university which has a single campus. Come on, guys, to be in one place where you've got your Subway, your Starbucks, your grocery store, your pharmacy, your gym, your nightclub if you want to party and go dancing, everything is literally there for you with all the other academic services. Every international student could sign up to a Brunel buddy. That could be your first friend in the UK, because you may not know anyone else there. We've got more than 150 clubs and societies, including, like I said, a Bangla society, a Hindu society. We celebrate all festivals. I mean, I think I truly felt when I went to Brunel that it's like one big family, and I still echo and feel that today as well. So you'll have a great experience in every aspect, and you've got a fantastic team here, like us, Simi, myself, Roham, to help you with anything that you guys need and support you. Whether I mean, I'm still in touch with students who graduated 5 years back. They're still on my Facebook, they're still on my LinkedIn. We always try to help each other, and we feel extremely proud, to see you guys do really well. So we're here to support you with your great journey, and I'm sure everyone will do fantastically well in the future. And thanks a lot, Roham, for having us. It's been a pleasure to kind of be here. Lovely to see you, and good to know you're doing safe. And we're always here to help your students in any way possible.
Thank you so much, Shivani. And with that, we've come to the end of another show. I just wanted to let you know, if you're interested in studying in the UK, specifically Brunel University offers a fantastic option for you, whether it's undergraduate, postgraduate. There is the sandwich program now with the post-study work, and also the industrial placement if you're doing a master's. So, there is a lot of options. And of course, LBIC, I know a lot of students who even can get into Brunel, but for their first year they get in through the LBIC just because of the close community that they develop, and small class sizes. If you want to apply, you can get in touch with us through Facebook. You can send us a message. You can email us at mail@macesbd.com, and you can also call us at 017-5566-0012. Thank you again for being with us, and stay safe, everybody. Thank you very much.